Last year, a mother named Maria felt like her pantry had developed a leak, and no one could explain where the food was going. Last summer, nothing about Maria's routine had changed. Her monthly grocery allowance stayed steady, hovering around $650 for a household of 4, the same supermarket, the same aisles, the same labels she had trusted for years. Yet somehow, meals were running short sooner than expected. Breakfast cereal vanished midweek instead of lasting until Friday. Toilet paper rolls emptied faster than usual. Ice cream tubs felt smaller, finishing in 2 scoops instead of 3. Maria blamed the obvious suspects first. Her teenage boys must be eating more. Growth spurts, late-night snacks, extra helpings when she wasn't watching, so she adapted. She added more items to the cart. The bill climbed to $720, then $780, then $850. She blamed her kids. She blamed rising prices. She blamed herself for sloppy planning. And what she never suspected, because almost no one would, was that the problem wasn't consumption. It was supply. She was purchasing the same number of packages but getting far less inside them. 15 to 20% less food, silently removed. The cereal box she'd bought for years once held 20 ounces. Now it held 18. Same price, same shelf presence, less cereal. The ice cream carton that used to be 56 ounces was now 48, reshaped to look familiar. The toilet paper labeled mega rolls quietly lost dozens of sheets. Her family wasn't overeating. Corporations were underserving, and they were doing it deliberately, in ways crafted so she'd never detect the change. Humans are terrible at judging volume. We're even worse at noticing slow, incremental loss. The food industry knows this intimately. I spend an unhealthy amount of time studying how modern companies quietly extract more money from ordinary people. If groceries seem to disappear faster, if your paycheck feels thinner even when prices look unchanged, if shopping feels subtly wrong but you can't explain why, this is why. What you're experiencing is a calculated strategy designed to take from you without triggering alarm bells. You've been paying it for years. What makes this practice especially dangerous compared to straightforward price hikes is how your brain works. We're wired to spot price increases instantly. We are not wired to notice shrinking sizes. This isn't accidental. It's a well-documented mental shortcut that corporations exploit. When you judge a product, your attention locks onto the most obvious signal first, usually the price. It's bold. It's easy to compare. It's linked directly to spending pain. Weight and volume, on the other hand, are abstract. You can't feel the difference between 18 and 20 ounces. You can easily see that a box is a few percent shorter or narrower than last month's S. Manufacturers understand this. They've invested millions figuring out exactly how much they can remove before customers notice. Internal studies suggest the threshold is surprisingly high, often between 15 and 25%. That means a company can take away a quarter of what you're paying for, slowly, and most shoppers will never realize it happened. Research shows consumers are far more likely to notice a small price hike than an identical reduction in quantity. Companies aren't guessing you won't notice. They know you won't. They are leveraging the limits of human perception to raise effective prices while keeping the illusion of stability. Look at what's happened to everyday products. Sports drink bottles quietly shrank. Coffee containers lost large portions of their contents. Toilet paper rolls dropped huge numbers of sheets while marketing insisted they were bigger than ever. Snack bags trimmed just enough to seem insignificant, but multiplied across billions of units. Paper towels lost sheets. Pet food bags lost pounds. Fast food meals lost items. Chocolate bars lost grams while press releases claimed the change improved enjoyment. This isn't random, it's a pattern, and patterns have consequences. The average household spends thousands each year on food alone. If products shrink by even 10% across the board, families lose hundreds of dollars in real value every year without realizing it. Over a decade, that loss becomes staggering, and food is only part of it. Cleaning supplies, toiletries, pet products, and household goods follow the same playbook. Shrinking packages is only one move in a much larger strategy. Containers are redesigned to hold less while looking the same on shelves. That's why jars now have deep indentations and bottles have curved bases. That hollow space isn't structural, it's missing volume. Then there's air. Chip bags are the clearest example. Companies claim the gas protects the contents, which is partially true, but many bags are now mostly air. You're paying premium prices for empty space. Another tactic is reducing counts. Fewer cookies per sleeve. Fewer crackers per stack. Fewer items in boxers that still advertise themselves as large. Then there's dilution. Liquids are reformulated with more fillers while bottles stay the same size. You end up using more to get the same result. Testing has shown some detergents now clean far fewer loads than they once did. Finally, serving sizes are quietly adjusted so packages appear generous on paper while emptying just as fast. You might think the solution is simple. Compare unit prices and punish brands that cheat. In theory, that should work. Unit prices are displayed on shelf tags. In reality, almost nobody uses them. Most people shop by habit, brand recognition, and familiarity. Companies are betting you won't look, and they're usually right. Even when unit prices are visible, they're often listed in inconsistent ways that make comparison exhausting. One product shows cost per ounce, another per 100 grams, another per sheet. The confusion isn't accidental. It's designed to wear you down so you stop calculating and grab what you know. This strategy exploded after 2021 because inflation created cover. Companies faced backlash if they raised prices openly. So many shrank products quietly. Others did both at the same time. The result was a double hit. Official inflation numbers didn't fully capture what was happening because they measure container prices, not what's missing inside. That invisible reduction became an extra surcharge layered on top of visible price increases. You were paying twice. What makes this worse is that corporate profits didn't shrink during this period. They grew. Financial reports show margins expanding even as companies blamed rising costs. Inflation became an excuse, not a cause. When firms post record earnings while selling less for more, the story becomes clear. So what can you do? You can't stop buying groceries, you can't opt out of the system, but you can stop being an easy target. The first step is making unit price your default focus. Train your eyes to find it first. Within weeks, it becomes automatic. You'll see when family size is actually a worse deal and when store brands match name brands ounce for ounce. The second step is buying by weight and count when possible. Bulk bins, butcher counters, and deli sections charge transparently for what you receive. The third step is documenting changes. Take photos of labels. Check weights occasionally. When shrinkage appears, switch brands. Lost revenue is the only language corporations understand. The final step is a mindset shift. The grocery store isn't neutral ground. It's an engineered environment designed to extract as much money as possible. Shelf placement, lighting, music, cart size, all of it serves that goal. Once you see it, you stop trusting automatically and start verifying. Maria wasn't careless for missing the change. The packaging was designed so she wouldn't see it. Her mistake was assuming fairness. Brands don't have loyalty to you. They have loyalty to shareholders. The real question isn't whether this affects you. It does. The question is whether you remain an easy mark or become someone harder to exploit. Every ounce you verify is value preserved. Every comparison you make is a manipulation that fails. You may not be able to change the system alone, but you can refuse to be its easiest victim.